Hey!
What?
So, today we are going to be answering the question, what is love?
Yeah, it's something that when you're in psychology class or whatever, or like English class, and they're like, what is love? And then all of a sudden everyone's like, that's so deep. Yeah, but actually it's really not that deep, so we're gonna explain it to you. What is love?
So, when you first see the person, you're gonna have trouble breathing, and your heart will start like beating like super fast. You may think that you're dying. Then you try to like communicate with the person like a normal person, but then when you try,
you're trying to say like, hey, what's up, or like try to talk to them just like normal. What comes out is, I like your face, and then they're like, ew, what weirdos.
Yeah.
And then you get like these butterflies and like these worms crawling around in your stomach.
You shouldn't have worms.
Like it feels
worms,
like
that's a different.
And then you have like these flowers and like all these pretty little
sprouting
things. Yeah, and then all you hear in your ears are like little chirping sounds, and it's like Snow White reincarnated. And
Yes.
you know, and then like you find yourself singing to yourself all the time. So you're singing Justin Bieber
that are your
all the
life,
time, and like One Direction. And while you're singing these songs, you're thinking of this guy.
And whenever you're watching a movie, it's like your life, and you know that this guy is like the one in the movie, and you start crying because this is just exactly what's supposed to be happening to you.
It's like a great epiphany and everything. And then, you know, you talk to them, and maybe you're like texting them, and then they don't reply to your smiley face, and so you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So you ask another question, and when they reply, you know, you wait like 5 to 10 minutes to
so you don't
reply
want to
back.
sound desperate, so you like actually are staring at the clock, like waiting, like, has it been 5 minutes yet? Can I text back now?
Yeah, but like if it's like 11:50 and you're waiting 5 minutes, then you don't text back for like 5 more minutes, right? So then you're like, oh, it's 11:55, but he's gonna know I waited. So then you wait until like 11:57, and then you text back.
He'll never know, because no one waits 7 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like unheard of. And then you ask him stupid questions to keep the conversation going when he gives you crappy answers like NM, LOL and stuff. And so you're like, how many teeth do you have?
Yeah.
And he's like, what? And you're like, just kidding. So, what's your favorite color? And then it's like, you know, those sort of questions. And then you like try to ask him all these questions like, so, what are you afraid of in life? And then you start like getting really deep. Anyways, another way,
you start getting up earlier so that you can make yourself look pretty. There's like no more sweatpants. Like every day you need to look like you need to look better than all of the girls in this class. Because
you're like trying to look like Megan Fox at this point.
Yeah, like that level.
Like you have to have on that perfume. You have to.
You do.
And if you're having a bad hair day, you just skip school.
Yeah, you're sick.
Yeah. And you know, you don't eat. Well, I mean, you eat, but you're like thinking about eating that double chocolate layer cake, you know, and you're definitely not binging on those Cheetos anymore. Nope, you're not.
You binge on carrots now.
Yeah, carrots. And
you always want to impress him, so you work on your cooking skills. You cook like a
and then
cake.
You're like, oh my gosh, I brought these cookies for my lunch, but I'm not really hungry. Do you want these? And then you give them to him.
And you're like, I bake those myself because that's what I do in my free time. I just like to bake. And you know, the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Like, everyone knows that.
And then when you try to go to sleep at night, forget it, because
you can't get off of Facebook. You're just staring at all his pictures. And when he adds someone, you're like, who the heck is she? Like, you go through all her things. Like, make sure that she's not, like, prettier than you, because...
Yeah, because if she is, then you tell him, like, why are you friends with that girl? Like, she was just weird.
You just like stalk all through his Facebook. Like, you'll probably stalk his mom on Facebook because you're like, well, that's my future mother-in-law, so you know, I need to get comfortable with this family.
And then, you know, at night you're like planning your wedding and you're thinking about what your dress is gonna look like.
What are you gonna do for your honeymoon?
Just, you know, all that sort of stuff. And
how is he gonna propose to you? And then use Facebook stalk yourself too, because just in case he looks at your Facebook, you want to make sure that your profile looks awesome. So if someone tags you in a picture that you don't look super hot, you have to untag yourself.
Yeah. And then you're always putting statuses up, like, I'm so bored, I need someone to text me. And then when all these, like, weirdos text you,
you just ignore them.
Yeah, but really you're just doing it for, like, that one guy.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you stalk them.
Yeah, sometimes it reaches that level where you just kind of have to walk slowly past their house a few times, like,
and sometimes
peer in their window and make sure that no girls are up in their room.
Yeah, and then you're like trying to get to know them better. Like, it's kind of not really stalking.
By getting to know, like, what their house looks like on the inside.
Yeah, it's natural observation.
Or you'll probably learn their school schedule, so you'll be like in math and the teacher's teaching or whatever, but you're thinking like, right now this guy is in English class.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you'll be like, I have to go to the bathroom, and then, you know, you just sort of walk by his English classroom.
Well, no, I don't think you would tell the teacher that you're going to the bathroom, because you don't want to know you go to the bathroom.
Well, not when you're in the same class as him. When you're trying
word
to
gets around.
Yeah. You want him to be convinced that you don't use the bathroom. That nothing disgusting can come out of you. Oh my gosh, and
yeah,
you always have to, you know.
So instead you're like,
I just have to go to the library to print something.
And then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so thirsty. Or you like start picking at your like skin. You're like, oh my gosh, like I'm bleeding. I need to go to the nurse. And then instead of getting a Band-Aid,
you're like causing yourself physical harm. You know that the guy is like the one.
Alright, well,
so those are just a few of the ways that you can know that you're in love. So I'm glad we could, you know, enlighten you about all these things, and now you will be better informed. Yeah. So just, you know, have a good life and your process of finding a man.